It's hot, it's hot, it's hot. I know you're in the same boat. Are you doing all the right things to your lawn to make sure it survives this heat? Today on Budget Lawns, we're going to talk about a few things I do to mine and a few things I don't. So don't go anywhere. Hey everybody, thank you for joining me for another go at this Budget Lawns thing. Appreciate all my subscribers. If you're not subscribed, please consider hitting that button below along with that notification bell so you know every time I upload a new video. Thumbs up, comments, all those things. Super cool to do, help go a long way. You'll definitely want to stay tuned because coming up real soon is in the week of July 13th. We've got Sand Week here on Budget Lawns. Full 4-part series about how to level your lawn with sand. You're gonna get thorough explanations and real results. But enough of that, on to today. It's hot. In the garage, I don't know, can you see that? 94. So it's even hotter outside of the garage in the sun. I know some of you are going, oh, it's even hotter than that. Where I'm at, yes, it is hot and dry in a lot of parts of the country. The fan is working overtime and doing the best it can. If you don't have a fan in the garage, highly recommended get one of those. It sure makes the hot days out in the lawn a little bit more bearable because you've got to take those breaks, drink some water, and cool off by the fan. That's one of my tips to surviving the summer heat out in the lawn. Make sure you're staying hydrated, cooling off with the fan, and that takes care of you, but how do you take care of the lawn when it's hot and dry? So let's talk about a few things when it comes to that discussion today. So I think we can do that better out in the lawn. Oh, we did get some rain. I guess it was over 4th of July weekend. But when it's as hot as it is right now, that rain does not, you don't see the benefits of it for very long. Temperatures are in the low to mid 90s with heat indices up around 100. Even though I've got bermudagrass, it feels the effects of that heat like any other grass, just not quite as harshly or quite as quickly, but it still feels it. So what do I do to my Bermuda to help it make it through these super hot, dry stretches? One, I see this asked a lot online. Is it okay to mow during the hottest part of the day when it's real hot? Right now I think it's somewhere around 1:15 in the afternoon, and it's right around 90 degrees or so. And I'm about to mow. So I figured I would get this video shot before I mowed, and I'm covered in sweat and can't hardly talk. Yes, I mow in the hottest part of the day. I mow when it's convenient. Mowing for me has to be convenient. That makes it more fun, so I don't worry too much about that. But for you cool season folks, I know there are times in the year when the grass is super stressed and it's really, really dry, and you should just not mow at all. Now, it would have to be an extreme period of no rain or water for me to not mow at all. I might stretch out the periods between my mows if it's super hot and dry. But for the most part, I say on a regular schedule, doesn't matter what time of day, I still get my mows in. So what do I do about watering? I mainly make sure my front yard gets the same amount of water all the time. So that inch, and during the hottest parts, I might go up to 1.5 inches. And I will try to do that same thing for this main section of the lawn. Just from the corner of the house all the way around to this corner of the house. I want to keep this area where the kids play, the dog runs, and we like to walk around out here barefoot. I want to keep it well irrigated so it doesn't see much in the way of stress or drying out or discoloration or changes from the heat. It definitely needs mowed right now, and it needs to be fertilized. We've got a fertilizer coming up, fertilization coming up. And what will I do about that in the heat of the summer? So I'm going to put down the same 2 products for fertilization that I would early in the spring. I'm just going to cut the triple 10 in half. Instead of doing a 40-pound bag across my whole lawn, I am going to do just half of a bag, cut the nitrogen down to half a pound per 1,000 instead of a full pound, and that will keep it from growing as aggressively as it would with a full application, but I'm still going to get some of that triple 10 down along with the ProCare Natural Organic to keep my fertilization schedule pretty normal through July, and we'll see what happens in August. But that will help bring this color back a little bit more uniform because this is super compacted back here. So some areas will lose their color a little bit earlier than others, but once I get some more fertilizer down, that will kind of flush it back out and make it all look the same. But overall, it's still looking good. So when you're looking at your color, especially during the summer, don't just be looking to see how green it is. The color can also tell you a lot about, you know, is it drought stressed? Does it need to be watered? Bermuda, now here if we look in this area, it's not to the point of drought stress yet. Still has a pretty good green color to it, but if we get down, you can see it starting to thin out just a little bit. Why is it thinning out right here? Because here on this side of my lawn and on the other side of my lawn, I am not as concerned about making sure it gets watered the way it's supposed to. For one reason, it's the size of the house, no one really goes there, except for the dog to take a dump or run from one side of the fence to the other. So why waste the money on these 2 sides of the house if it's very rarely seen or utilized for anything other than the bathroom for my dog? So the front yard, main part of the backyard stays irrigated as normal. These side yards, they kind of just hang out and wait on the rain. If it starts getting really, really bad, I will go ahead and throw a sprinkler on it just to give it a drink, but not as concerned about those. So you can kind of tell if your lawn needs some water just by, and as I showed you over there, let's go look at that again. Is it starting to thin out a little bit? That's kind of the grass blades are getting a little dehydrated. They're kind of shrinking up in size, not as thick and lush and carpet-like as it usually is. You can look for that, and you can also look to see if it's kind of turning a silverish or blue tinge. That's a good indication that it needs some water. And usually from the silver, bluish color, it goes from there to the dreaded brown, which we want to try and prevent. But the great thing about Bermuda grass, or really any grass in general, the minute it starts getting big gulps of water again, whether it be from rain or you decide, hey, you know what, I'm going to bite the bullet and pay the bill on the water bill, it can bounce back so fast. But when it comes to this heat, first and foremost, as I mentioned off the top, make sure you are taking care of yourself. Stay hydrated, stay cool. I take lots of breaks when I mow, especially because I'm manually mowing right now with the reel mower, the Earthwise 7-blade. So that can wear you out. So it takes me a lot longer to mow, but I want to stay safe. So I take breaks in the garage and drink lots of water and get some cool air. And along with that train of thought, I'm trying to keep my Hida cut up just a little bit. I'm back up to 1 inch all across the lawn, as I've mentioned in some other videos. That way, the grass, the lawn will retain some moisture better and doesn't have to be mowed quite as often during this heat. Okie dokie, I'm hot standing here out in the sun. I'm not even mowing yet. I'm gonna get to mowing. I appreciate you joining me. Again, if you like what I'm doing here on Budget Lawns and you find it helpful at all, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I sure would appreciate it. Until next time, have a good one. Take care.